Well, the AFC Champions League 2 has reached the quarter-final stages. We're into the knockout phase. These sides have already come through a round of 16 match. Which of these sides will progress over the next 180 minutes? It's pretty cool here. Thailand players might feel that a little bit. 8 degrees, 53% humidity. It is winter time here in Japan. Coats and jackets very much the order of the day. But looking forward to a competitive match between these two sides. One or two have made the trip over from Thailand. Ratchaburi, who grew into the group stages having made a slow start. Gamba Osaka have been very consistent. Of course, they're only just getting underway, only a few games into the new season, the J100, 100-year Vision League as it's called this year. Because this game can't be won tonight, but it certainly can be lost. Ratchaburi put 3 past Percy Bandung in the home leg of the first leg of the round of 16, which set them up nicely. Lost the second leg, but went through 3-1 on aggregate. Well, Gamba Osaka went away to Pohang Steelers, came back with a 1-1 draw, and got the job done here at the Suta Stadium in front of their own supporters to book their place in the quarter-finals. Two wins out of 4 in the league for Gamba, but they've only won 1 game in regular time. One of those wins came in a penalty shootout. There are penalty shootouts to determine a win for which you get 2 points in the J100 League this year. Just wonder whether that's something that might catch on around the world, instead of having a 0-0 draw or teams battling and playing out for a draw, whether there will be a penalty shootout at the end to determine a win. It has been trialled in various countries across the globe, but not of late. I certainly can't remember in recent times Japan opting to utilise that system to make sure that every game has a positive result. Ratchaburi currently second in the Thai League. Had a pretty good season, 13 wins in their 21 league games so far. They are a long way behind the leaders in that league at the moment, though, Buriram United. Always a good atmosphere when you come to Japan. And it's incessant as well for the 90 minutes. They will be hoping that their noise can help their side through to a first leg win. The other quarter-final match is tomorrow, Bangkok United against Tampines Rovers from Singapore. And of course the games in the West have been postponed indefinitely due to the current situation over there. But fortunately the games in the East not affected. Fantastic stadium here. The Suta Stadium holds just under 40,000. Certainly not anywhere near that tonight, but those hardcore fans that are packed in behind the goal will be willing the ball into the net when their side are kicking that way. You can be sure of that. It's a little bit warmer in Thailand than it is in Osaka, but those visiting supporters have come prepared. Match officials leading the way. Gamba Osaka and Ratchaburi meet in the quarter-finals of the AFC Champions League 2. As we mentioned, both used home advantage to good effect in their round of 16 games. And Gamba may have the psychological edge in tonight's match, having already beaten tonight's opponents in 2 group stage matches between the sides a little earlier on in the campaign. Gamba, in fact, one of only 2 teams to make it through from both East and West with a 100% record from their 6 group matches. Teams will just be keen to get underway. The formalities, of course, as the Champions League 2 anthem rings out around the stadium. Last huddles, last words of instruction, last words of encouragement. Let's take a look at the 2 team lineups. Gamba making 2 changes to the side that beat Pohang Steelers here 3 weeks ago. Hirami Minamino and Makoto Misuta both come in. Goalkeeper Higashiguchi and Shutu Abe are the only players to have played every match so far. Dennis Humet up front has 3 goals already. Yamashita, one of the 2 players to drop out, is on the bench. Alex King from Australia is the referee, both his assistants Australian as well. Yasbin Hanafia from Malaysia is the 4th official. And our VAR officials as well will be keeping an eye on proceedings. Ratchaburi, 3 changes for them tonight to the side, beaten by Persib in the second leg. Addison Promrat comes in at centre-back. Tanawat and Tosawat are both recalled to the centre of midfield. Denilson Jr. has 5 goals in 8 games, but all those came in the 2 games with Eastern. The 3 players to drop out are among the subs: Kemdi, Jakapan and Srisuwan. Unusual to see that, the huddle, not just the playing 11 but the substitutes, the staff, very much a sense of togetherness for Ratchaburi. Gleeson will be up front alongside Denison Jr. He's a relatively new face in the side. Ngueba was excellent in that first game against Persib Bandung. It looked as though Gamba Osaka were going to be beaten for the first time in that first leg against Pohang Steelers, but managed to get back into the game. It's the only time they didn't win in 8 games so far. 8 games played, 7 wins, just that 1 draw against the Korea Republic side. Jesse Curran there has played every minute, as has the Ratchaburi goalkeeper Kampon. Other than that, it's been a rotation really. Denilson's also played 8 matches, so 5 goals coming in 2 games. Gabriel there scored the opening goal in the round of 16. Dennis Hummett there, 3 goals already. They have spread the goals around throughout the side, Ratchaburi. They'll be hoping those players can step up to the plate tonight. Gamba Osaka then get us underway, all in black. First leg of the quarter-finals. We're down to the last 4 teams in the eastern section. Early ball over the top, taken down nicely by Minamino. There's Mitsuta. Nicely played out to defence. This is Ngueba. This is where it is at his most dangerous, running at defenders. Caused that Percy Bandung defence a lot of problems in the first leg. Rio stuck out a leg. All the way through to Kampon in the Ratchaburi goal. So Gamba Osaka did win both games when they met in the group stage by the same 2-0 scoreline. That's Shuto playing it before. Gabriel did well. Big, strong challenge from Gabriel at the back. Tanawat back in the side and wearing the captain's armband tonight. Tanawat Sungjit. There's Genta. Riku. Rio getting forward already. Does like to get forward. Both the fullbacks for Gamba like to get into the attack when they can. Here is Rio again. Cut out by Ngueba. One back again though. This is Hamet. Still might get a slightly fortunate touch there. Hamet! Gabriel came across before the goalkeeper could get a touch, and it's stabbed over from close range by Minamino. What a chance for Gamba Osaka to get the opening goal. He had a bit of good fortune there, Dennis Hamet, weaving his way through. Goalkeeper came out, Gabriel took control. And that may have been going in. I don't think Minamino needed to touch it. We might see better from here. Ricocheting kindly. But Minamino's touch sent the ball over the bar. Let off early on for Ratchaburi. Mitsuta plays it forward. Riku. Could be a busy night this for the Ratchaburi defence. Jens Vissing is the new man in charge. Came in at the start of the season, looking to bring a fresh new approach to Gamba Osaka's play. Man who played over 100 games in a senior playing career that didn't last too long because of injury. As at Borussia Mönchengladbach and Paderborn. Be a foul, a free kick for Ratchaburi. Vorovut Srimaka is the Ratchaburi coach. 63 appearances, 29 goals for the Thailand national team. Gabriel. There's Daniel Ting. Helped on by Tanner. Tanner got 2 goals in that match against Percy Bandung. Third of those, or the second of those goals, and Ratchaburi's third coming in the 84th minute. You felt at 2-0 Percy would probably have been in with a chance in the home leg, but that third goal really meant it was an uphill battle that in the end they couldn't manage. A 1-0 win for Percy in the second leg, not to be enough. One or two of the fans reacting to that performance as well, and the fact they'd gone out of the competition. Done so well in the league in Indonesia over the last couple of years. The fans almost expect success, but when you get to a continental level, it's very, very different. This is Jesse Curran with the throw. So he, like the goalkeeper, has played every minute of the 8 games so far that Ratchaburi have played. Played every minute in the league as well. And Shin, the captain. Rio. Riku. Looking to use the width again here, Gamba Osaka. Ngueba having to get back and plays an extra defender. Rio stands a lovely ball in. Hummit just ducked underneath it. I think his own player just put him off a little there. This is Riku. Now Mitsuta. Hummit. Good early pressure this from the home side. Mitsuta again, can't keep the ball in play though. Only conceded 4 goals in their 8 games so far, Gamba Osaka. It's been a slightly different story for Ratchaburi, who lost their opening 2 games against Nam Dinh from Vietnam and that 2-0 defeat to Gamba Osaka. Had 2 big wins over Eastern on match days 3 and 4, which really helped to kickstart their campaign. Beat Nam Dinh at home before losing out to Gamba Osaka, and then that knockout stage win over Persib Bandung. They've got better really as the competition has gone on. It's Genta. Riku. Footing was by Gabriel. Big, strong defender. Gabriel from France. Another early ball in, headed back across goal by Minamino. And again, Ratchaburi forced to clear that one away in front of goal. Well, Minamino and Mitsuta, the 2 players coming into the starting lineup tonight, already causing problems. Hasn't scored in this competition yet. Harumi Minamino, former Japanese under-16 international, very highly rated when he was a youngster. Here's Takuma with the first corner of the game. Ngueba has taken a kick to the ankle by the look of it. Minamino just trod on his foot. I don't think it was that dramatic. Anyway, Daniel Ting didn't seem too impressed. Now we will have the corner. Diving header away by Ratchaburi. Takuma. Shuto. Takuma. Mitsuta with a dangerous ball in, 2 defenders. Quickly around Minamino. It's coming right back at Ratchaburi though every time. Shin. Rio. Machino had given that wide option. Genta. It's just in behind Mitsuta. Mitsuta wins it back, did brilliantly. Machino. Ngueba. Solid challenge, Jesse Curran. They've tried to play themselves out of defence and not done it too well. Good take by Campon, good stretch. Bowled out quickly here. Danielson Jr. Ting. Gabriel. They've just ridden out that early storm a little bit here, Ratchaburi. 11 minutes gone, but it has been all Gamba Osaka in terms of possession and the early half chances as well. But Ratchaburi would probably expect that being the away side. You have to make home advantage count in these two-legged matches. It's almost given away to Danielson Jr. No foul. Minamino going over. Another good ball in. So the only game that Gamba Osaka have won in regulation time in the league so far was against Fagiano Okayama. The other win was a penalty shootout win against Cerezo Osaka. They drew their first two games 0-0 in the new league season. As we say, all the Japanese league games this season going to penalties. Won 5-4 against Cerezo Osaka on spot kicks, lost out to Nagoya Grampus. It's quite a complicated system. If you win on penalties, you get 2 points. You still get a point for the draw. They also drew with Shimazu S-Pulse at the weekend, so they've got 8 points to their name at the moment. Just a point behind the leaders, Kyoto Sanga. Early days, of course. Split into A and B division this year as well. That was a good turn by Gleeson. Ngueba. Shuto. Now Machino. Did well again, Machino. Hooked away by Ting. You see how many orange shirts are back behind the ball. They're almost playing a back five when the Japanese are on the attack. Ngueba getting back to help as well. Everybody back behind the ball bar Danielson Jr. Here's Hummett. Now Genta. Lovely ball inside Ngueba. First time ball in from Rio. Machino. Preston harassed by Tanner. Takuma. Riku. Lovely ball through in behind the defence once again. Fired across by Takuma. The legs of Campon save the day, away by Daniel Ting. Gleeson just trying to guide the header off to his strike partner, Danielson Jr. Didn't quite get his angles right. As we say, the other match tomorrow night, another Thai side in action, Bangkok United taking on Tampines Rovers. And the sides that have made it to the West, Al Wasl and Al Nazar, the only other side that have a 100% record in the group stage. Well, that's clumsy from Gabriel, who's almost jumped into Mitsuta. And Al Akli from Qatar against Al Hussein from Jordan. They will hopefully get to play those games sooner rather than later. Let's keep our fingers crossed, of course. A lot happening in that region, more important than football at the moment. Pressure continues to come from the Japanese in the opening minutes. Genta. There's Shin. Rio. Machino. Rio out wide again, Ngueba goes across. Oh, he's done well, nice quick feet for Rio. Can he find a telling ball this time? It's a much deeper one in, flicked away by Denilson Jr. for the corner. Takuma rather was the target. Corner's already been taken before Ratchaburi could reset. Shuto. Rio. Touch was a little bit too light there, allowing Gabriel to win the ball back. Gleeson. Better. Just spreading the play and getting a little bit of space now to work in Ratchaburi. Tanner. Jesse Curran trying to get forward, away by Higashiguchi. Ngueba. Jesse Curran. Probably Ratchaburi's best spell of possession in the game so far. Curran crossing, took a deflection. Denilson Jr. couldn't make contact. Daniel Ting did well, went for goal and finds the net. Brilliant goal from Ratchaburi. It's come against the run of play, but they won't worry about that. They've drawn first blood in the quarter-final. Daniel Ting gets his first goal in this competition. Player that's on loan from Johor Darul Taksim in Malaysia. What a time to get a goal as well. It opened up for him. It was Mitsuta that overran it. Denilson Jr. just missed the header, and it was a good shoulder challenge, fairly done by Daniel Ting, and what a finish that is from the fullback. First goal for the club. Doesn't score many, as I say, has got a goal for Malaysia in 16 appearances. And Ratchaburi lead here by 1-0. Well, Gamba Osaka will be bitterly disappointed with that, having had much of the early possession, much of the early chances, and much of the early play. But football can often do that to you. Possession doesn't matter if you don't do anything with the ball. I said just leading up to that, it was probably Ratchaburi's best spell of possession in the whole match so far. Machino, long way to go in this first leg. Lovely ball whipped in, pushed away by Campon. One back by Tanner. Does cover a lot of ground in midfield. Ting. Denilson. Machino. Lovely reverse ball, chance for Minamino. Gabriel gets the challenge in. Ngueba will complete the clearance. Gleeson. It's Gabriel. We mentioned that Ratchaburi finished second in the group behind Gamba Osaka. It was a very tight calculation to get them through, because they finished level on points with Nam Dinh, 9 points each, the same goal difference. The head-to-head was the same as well, but it was on overall goals scored. Ratchaburi went through. They scored 15 to Nam Dinh's 14. If that would have been level as well, we could have come down to drawing lots, but Ratchaburi, who scraped through, are certainly making the most of their chance, having got past Percy Bandung in the round of 16. They lead here in the quarter-final against Gamba Osaka. Riku. Genta. Rio's ball whipped in again, too close to Kampon, who's commanded that area pretty well so far in the opening stages. Former Muang Thong United player. There's the man whose goal separates the teams, Daniel Ting. This is the first time he's actually played outside Malaysia. Played for Johor, KL City, Sembilan, Sabah. He's been a bit part player as well in his loan. Only played in 6 league games out of 21. That goal will do a lot to help his team out here. Away by Kampon. Was his parent club, Johor Darul Taksim, made it through to the round of 16 in the Champions League Elite. Tanner, lovely ball in for Gleeson, just flicked off his boot and rolls through to Higashiguchi. The home side have kept up the noise. They'll be hoping that it inspires and lifts their team. Slipped through again for Riku, just overstretching, managed to get there before Tanner, and again Kampon gathers the ball in cleanly. Hamid. There's Mitsuta. Now Riku. Daniel Ting, measured ball to Gleeson. Then on to Tanner. Knew exactly where Danielson Jr. was, just behind him. 3 players coming through the middle. Gleeson's there, Ngueba's there, Tanner's there. That's Ngueba trying to find it through to Gleeson. Might get a second chance here, Ratchaburi, but Genta managed to find the ball through to Hamid. It's the only time these sides have met before was in the group stage. Never met before in AFC competition. Won their last league game before coming here, Ratchaburi, at the weekend against Utai Thani. Danielson. Both coaches in their technical areas. Just saw Jens Vissing turning around to have a word with his coaching staff. Away by Kampon. Mitsuta. Stabbed away by Addison, taking no chances. Addison coming into the starting lineup at the back today in place of Jonathan Kemdi, who's on the bench. Here's Mitsuta. Riku threaded through. Hamek caught it first time. Just tried to help it on its way into the top corner, but just off target. Applauds the ball through from Riku. Timed his run, got him behind his man. Just got a touch, but couldn't get enough on it. Came off the outside of his boot, if anything. That's Gamba's best chance since falling behind. Shino. Takuma. Genta. Bit of space here, just being invited to have a look at goal. Gleeson came in with a sliding challenge, but slid from a long way and caught the player, not the ball. I think he knows it was a foul, no real complaints. He went to ground early and, yeah, Genta was clever, knew he was coming, caught that trailing leg. Ratchaburi holding that line as high as possible, headed away by Addison. Rio tussling away with Curran. Vising still finding his feet, I'm sure, in Japanese football. Said when he took over the club that his aim is to drive the club forward with a brave, active and united style of football. Wants to represent Gamba as one strong team and give everything every single day to achieve success together. Would be a major step forward for them if they can progress in this competition under the German coach. There's Machino. Referee allowed play to go on, but then decides to bring it down back for the early foul, or the earlier foul, should I say, on Machino. Free kick's already been taken. Rio trying to catch out Ngueva, who's the man marking him. Whipped in again. And again, not for the first time, Campon with a safe pair of hands. Tanner. Danielson, right underneath it. He is one of the top scorers in the competition, Danielson Jr., but his goals all came in 2 matches. Scored a hat-trick in the home 5-1 win against Eastern. and also scored 2 in the away leg, a 7-0 win for Ratchaburi in Hong Kong. Gamba didn't fare quite as well against Eastern. Beat them 3-1 and 5-0. Hooked in again by Shuto Ngueba. Danielson all the way back to Kampong. No need to take any risks. Danielson Jr. Having got that early goal, it means that Ratchaburi don't have to go all out. They can be just a little bit careful. I don't think they'll sit back and try and defend a 1-0 lead, but it just means that the urgency's possibly been taken out of their attacks, knowing that they've got that goal from Daniel Ting. Here's Dennis Hummett, came off the heels of Tanner. Here's Ting. It back from Tanawat. Ngueba. Curran trying to play that one down the line. Ratchaburi's turn to play keep ball at the moment. Shino. Ratchaburi quite happy to sit in there and just let Gamba come at them. Riku. Daniel Ting's header just sent the ball straight back towards his own goal. Riku. Little back heel from Tanner once again, cleverly done. Daniel Ting. No foul as Shuto won the ball back, given away cheaply again though. Gleeson, cleverly done, allowed the ball to run. Danielson Jr. Genta trying to get back, Shin just dropping off. Another attack breaks down. Curran. There's Tosawat. Tanawat. Gabriel. Tanner, lovely little flick. Tanawat read it perfectly. Danielson. Oh, just overstretching. Tosawat and a chance maybe for Machino here. Oh, that'll be a yellow card. Not much he could do there, Tanawat. It was his mistake. And just hauls back Machino. And the first yellow card of the evening for Tosuat Lim. Can Ratchaburi hold on till half-time? I'm sure they'll break the game into sections, try and hold this lead. They'd love to take any sort of a lead. Back to Thailand next week. Danielson Jr. looking to try and find Tanner, but just couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet. Away by Higashiguchi. There's Minamino, brought down by Gabriel. Well, he's a handful, Minamino, shields the ball really well. Gabriel went straight through him that time. Curran goes out off Jesse Curran. Plays his international football for the Philippines. He has a Scottish father, Filipino mother, and was born in Australia. Now playing in Thailand. Machino, who's come a little bit more inside since Ratchaburi took the lead. Rio is providing the overlapping width now on that far side, the fullback. Takuma. It's Genta. Shuto. Rio. Nice interchange with Machino. Rio gets the ball away from the goalkeeper this time, but not from Gabriel. Genta. Mitsuta. Again, just finding his way blocked by those orange shirts. That's given away cheaply, though. Mitsuta once again. Drives it against the shins of Addison. And then Mitsuta just deflects the ball away. I think he might just have been inadvertently. The ball hit him in the face as I was trying to be clear. Good sporting touch from Addison just to check on his well-being. Work for Jens Vissing to do. Manny replaced Danny Poyatas, who'd been in charge for a couple of years. In fact, Gamba Osaka's first foreign coach was actually a German back in 1995, Siegfried Held. Gleason, Tanner. Back by Gamba Osaka. Mitsuta just spreading things out a little bit here with Takuma. Rio once again has got plenty of space down that far side. Curran had just tucked inside. Recovered well though to block the ball away. Genta. Riku. Hamid tussling away and managing to win it back with two around him. Takuma. Shuto. Riku looking for some forward movement. Minamino and Hamid are the two furthest forward. just see all those orange shirts back behind the ball. It's very, very difficult for Gamba to find space. Here comes Machino. Well, goes down under his own weight there. He's claiming he was tripped. So we do have VAR that can double check these things, but I don't need it. Here they come again. Cut out again by Addison. Curran. Addison. Wins the free kick. Machino still claiming to the Australian referee that he was fouled in the box. Fairly unmoved at the moment, Jens Vissing. Minamino. Comfortable save again from Campon. Didn't really have too much pace in that from Minamino. It's a player that's been at the club all his career, came through the youth system. Harumi Minamino was on loan at Toshiga last season to gain some experience. Did score in the J-League at the weekend, or in that win over Fagiano Okayama. Very much a player they've got high hopes for, Minamino, moving forward. So they did score 3 and 4 for the Japanese under-16s when he was a youth team player. Jesse Curran. Is there time for Gamba to get back into this before half-time? First time ball out by Hummit to Rio, who'll make his way into the middle now. Once again, too close to the goalkeeper. He's taken those out of the air with great ease tonight. Shake of the head from the coach. Probably feels his side have been a little bit one-dimensional at the moment. Getting those balls out wide to Rio, who's put no end of crosses into the box, but every single one has been plucked out of the air by Campon. Gleeson just caught Shinosuke Nakatana. Very experienced player, the Gamba captain. They need that experience to shine through for the rest of this second leg. Ngueba. Trying to find Tano once again, but Gamba managed to win it back. Mitsuta. Riku. Lovely ball down the line from Mitsuta. Riku can't hit it first time though, has to check back, and that will just give Ratchaburi time to regroup. Rio. Slightly better angle for the cross that time, but same result. Gabriel hammers it away. Higashiguchi able to come almost to the halfway line to retrieve it. Such was the depth of the Ratchaburi defending. Gabriel's header. Gleeson. Now Tanner. Now there might be a break on here. Can he find Gleeson? Yes, he can find Gleeson. He's just pushed it a little bit wide. Still a chance. Gleeson shot just over the top. It was just a little bit too much for Tanner. And Gleeson saying, I wanted that ball a bit straighter. Just watch the run. Bent his run slightly, and he's just forced him wide, and there was no real angle. Shin chased him out, and he was always going to struggle from there. Into a minute's added time at the end of the first half. It's been a good first half. Here come Gamba once again. Machino firing just over. Well, he's looked the most likely inside the penalty area to cause some problems. Had a look up, realised there was a shot on. But again, just couldn't keep it down. Has scored in the competition already, Machino. Scored in the 94th minute against Ratchaburi in the first game between the sides. Tanner. Well, there goes the half-time whistle from Alex King. Daniel Ting's goal, a brilliant finish, just nipping the ball away from Matsuta and curling beyond Higashiguchi. It was Ratchaburi's first shot of the match, having been up against it for the early part of the game. Gamba Osaka, if they want to take something into the second leg, will have to be a little bit more inventive, a little bit more creative to break down this strong Ratchaburi defence in the second half. Ratchaburi have looked dangerous on the break as well as they go in search of a second goal. They'll certainly be happier with their first 45 minutes work, but they know the job is only half done in the first leg, with another game to come next week in Thailand. Well, those fans will keep the noise going in the hope that their side can get back into the game in the second half. They have shown flashes. Machino there with that shot just before the break, firing the ball just over the top. But it's the small travelling band that will be happiest in orange, wrapped up against the cold here in Osaka. But that performance will certainly have helped them in the first half. Half-time, it's Gamba Osaka 0, Ratchaburi 1. Welcome back to the Suta Stadium here in Osaka. Gamba Osaka with the first out for the second half. Ratchaburi just going through their final preparations now. Looks as though the Japanese are going to make a couple of changes at the start of the second half. They trail here by a goal to nil. Daniel Ting putting Ratchaburi ahead. First goal for the club and a timely moment to score that goal. Ryoya Yamashita is coming on. Takeru Kishimoto is also coming on as well. Rio has gone off, which is maybe a little bit surprising. Rio was getting forward on plenty of occasions and getting good crosses into the box, but there wasn't a huge amount of accuracy coming. A lot of them went straight through to Kampon in the Ratchaburi goal. We'll just see how that little bit of reorganisation happens. Ryoyo is a forward player, has scored 4 goals in the competition. Also scored against Ratchaburi in that 2-0 win on match day 5. Of Gamba Osaka's 16 goals in the group stage came in the second half, so they do tend to score more goals in the second 45. Ratchaburi in the orange will get us underway. Gleeson to start proceedings. Of course, the second leg of this game will take place next week, and then we will know. Well, by the end of next week, we'll know both our semi-finalists, certainly in the East. Tampines Rovers taking on Bangkok United in Thailand tomorrow in the first leg. There's confirmations. Mitsuta is the other player that's gone off. Ryoya and Takeru are the 2 players coming on. Both sides had 2 shots each in that first half. Only 1 shot on target in the whole game so far. That was the shot from Daniel Ting that put Ratchaburi in front. Genta. Now Shin. Machino. Did well there, Machino. Riku. I came out to Takuma, tried to hit it first time, it spins away. Well, Riku has come across to left back in the second half after the substitutions. Takeru's gone over on the right, here he is. In by Takuma, headed away by Gleeson, not very far. Riku. Hummit just got that ball, couldn't quite dig it out. Machino. Here's again. Lovely play. Nice quick feet. Machino fires it across. Came off Kampon. Hamid shot blocked. That may have been a double save by the goalkeeper. Kampon pushed it back out to play. Hamid had a chance. Referee's whistle's gone because Kampon is down injured. But it was a good first stop. There was a whole bunch of players between Hamid and goal. I'm pretty certain Kampon got a hand on the second one as well. Great work again down this near side from Machino. There's the first one, and there's the second one, straight into his chest. Great agility to get up and block that shot from Dennis Hummett. Spread himself really well, straight into the chest. Good goalkeeping. 33 years of age now, Kampon Patom. He's kept 3 clean sheets thus far in the Champions League. He's more than halfway towards another one now, but it could be a busy second half for him and his defenders. Machino again. He could be the main outlet for Gamba Osaka in this second half, Machino. He's looked very lively. Big appeals for a penalty in the first half that VAR didn't even want to check at. Joined Manchester City for €1 million back in 2019, but never made a first-team appearance for them. Thus was the promise, or such was the promise. Had loans at Hearts in Scotland, Rio Ave and Estoril in Portugal before he made his way back to Gamba Osaka, having come through their youth scheme. It's in again by Danielson Jr., gathered by Higashiguchi. Shuto. It's overhit. Wasteful ball. Jens Vissing just getting a little bit frustrated now, maybe feeling one or two decisions should go his way, feeling that Kampon is already wasting time. Easily cut out. Gabriel, oh, just overran it slightly, but manages to there's always the danger, of course, with Gamba looking to press players forward, that Ratchaburi, as they did in the first half, exploited a quick break to get that goal from Daniel Ting. Here he is with a throw. Danielson Jr. hooked away by Genta. Minamino. He was busy in the first half, Minamino. Did cause one or two problems, but like his teammates, couldn't hit the target. Ting. Tanawat. By Addison. Gleeson just ducked into that one. Genta wins it back. Shuto. Danielson Jr. Ngueba. Nice touch off the Gleeson. Jesse Curran. Ngueba's continued his run. Good spot from Curran. They've taken that one a little bit too far into the corner. Takuma. There's a foul. Machino again getting his body between the ball and the defender. Minamino on the chase. has worked all along that front line tonight, Minamino. He hasn't occupied one position. The team sheet had him starting out on the right-hand side, but he's been given that roaming role, really. Him and Hummit almost playing as a front two rather than a 4-2-3-1. Genta allowed to run by Shuto, but once again those orange shirts were alive to it. Gleeson won back by Shin. Machino draws another foul. Curran lifted over the top for Ngueba, looking to get away from Shin, tried to find Gleeson, caught after the ball had gone though. It'll be a free kick. Riku's header. Tanner was caught, no foul though. Ngueba. Again, the ball just back in a little bit behind Jesse Curran. Did reach the semi-finals of the AFC Champions League back in 2015. Gamba Osaka, they were beaten by the eventual winners, Guangzhou Evergrande. Here they come again. Machino. No space maybe for Takuma. Out wide again, fired in, hits Gabriel, chipped back across. Almost headed in, and then the rebound is fired too high once again, and another chance for Gamba Osaka's not been taken. It's Daniel Ting that's gone down injured. They're getting plenty of players forward now, the Japanese. Nice ball out wide to Takeru, the substitute. His shot initially came back off Daniel Ting, and then that was actually Addison with a header that took it away from Minamino. Takeru went for pace the first time, opted to just chip it the second. Addison going in where it hurt and taking a knock. Gamba Osaka last played in the Champions League back in 2021. They were second in their group behind John Book Motors, but didn't make it through to the round of 16. Such was the way that the qualification went. Here's the goal from Daniel Ting in the first half. Brilliantly done. Just took it away from Misuta. And for a player who doesn't score many, that's a very accomplished finish, out of the reach of Higashiguchi. First goal for the club, so he will, you would imagine, return to Johor Darul Taksim after the end of the Thailand season. He's on loan at the moment. Ratchaburi also made their Champions League debut in that 2021 campaign. Certainly not regular participants either of these sides in continental competition, and enjoying their opportunity, having got through to the quarter-finals. Takeru. Genta. Takeru. Trying to go in low this time. To Ryoya. Well, those fans will be hoping that the players can draw off some of their energy. You should think they go home tighter than the players after the match. They give their all for 90 minutes, just like the team. Now they'll try and will the ball into the net. Not a great corner, stabbed away by Danielson Jr. Throw-in taken quickly to Shuto. Genta. Shin. Machino. Whipped in again, punched away by Campon under a little bit of pressure. Still it's not cleared. Another shot blocked by Tanawat this time. Machino trying to get through the gap. Addison did well. Tanner, nice turn. Loses out again. Tano Dominguez, the Spaniard. Machino. Knocked on to Shuto, who was outside him. Once again, same response, but quickly closed down once again. Tanner once more trying to bring the ball away, but Gamba win it back. But again, referee brings it back for the early foul. Tanner's absolutely furious with the challenges that are going in. Six goals in 7 games, Tano Dominguez. Jens Vissing also not happy about something on the sidelines. Tanner, I think, just been told to calm down a bit by his captain, Tanawat. Won't want to pick up any unnecessary yellow cards. It's Hummit winning the throw. A little bit of urgency about some of Gamba's play now. Hummit once again. Machino. Hummit. Oh, just allowed a heavy touch, which allowed Addison a sight of the ball and stabbing it behind for the corner. He's been at the club coming up to a year now, Dennis Hummit, having joined from Djurgården in Sweden last March. Shin coming forward. Can the captain get his side back into the game? Gamba's 5th corner of the match. Poor delivery once again, Ngueba's header. And he just can't miss out the first man at the moment. Lovely little chip over the top from Tanner to Tanawat. Oh, good challenge by Riku, says the referee. Tanner wins it back. Tanawat on a forward run. Now Ngueba. Gleeson with him. Danielson. Tanner. Threaded through once again for Tanawat. Tanner stands that one up to the back post. Danielson arriving, but couldn't get over the ball. Riku. Takuma. Takeru gets to the byline, or tries to get to the byline. Danielson preventing from getting the cross in. Machino. Now Riku. Machino. All pressure coming from Gamba at the moment. The odd break from Ratchaburi. Out wide by Ryoya. Floated in again. Machino falling backwards when he hit the shot. Just for the first time, really, Campon didn't come for the cross. It's the half-time substitute Takeru that put the ball in. It just backed off his man, but couldn't make a clean contact. Machino. Good effort, though. Tanner just got there ahead of Takeru, and the ball goes out off Tanner. Takeru has featured in 6 of the 9 games so far now. 7 of the 9, sorry, so far. Was sent off in the opening group match against Cerezo, his former club, in the opening league game. Good ball, nice touch from Riku. Addison once again there to block that behind for another corner. Gabriel marking Hummett, Gleeson marking Shin. Better ball in this time, but same result as before. Addison, who's done really well at the back with those headers, winning another one. Tokuma just forcing Ryoya to stretch. Tanner straight onto the chest of Shuto. Hummett. Now Genta. Good challenge from Riku. Looks slightly suspiciously like he caught Jesse Curran, but they won't worry too much. Here's Ngueba. Got Tanner with him, twisting and turning. Here is Tanner. Just a little bit behind him again and couldn't bring the ball under control. But that's the danger. Those gaps are just starting to open up now for Ratchaburi to try and exploit and look for a second goal. Shuto. Riku, oh, didn't quite get there, no pace on it. Curran wins the throw. Another change coming up here. Ratchaburi this time making their first change. Roque Mesa coming on. So first change made by Ratchaburi. It's another wasted ball that's been given away as a corner. Just a bit clumsy there, Ratchaburi. Corner taken quickly. Still trying to keep the pressure on. Gabriel went to ground early, managed to win the ball back though. Still the pressure, Shin. Nice little one-touch, little back heel looking for Minamino. Didn't quite come off for him. Roque Mesa, by the way, coming in. Another former Johor Darul Taksim player. He was released at the end of last season. Played just one game in the Champions League. It is his debut tonight for Ratchaburi. There's Tanawat. Given away, though, to Genta. 20 minutes to go. Takeru. Genta. Tokuma. Dennis Hummett, Shin, Riku. Gets to the byline, Camp on there again though, just needed to be pulled back a little bit more. Safe hands from Camp on once again. Well, was a foul play. Continues, and then Roque Mesa with a fair challenge, the first touch for the substitute. There's Danielson Jr. Tanawat trying to find Roque Mesa once again, but won back by Gamba Osaka. Shin. Pressure just relentless at the moment from Gamba Osaka, but they can't find a way through these defences. Machino, Hummett, Takeru, nicely taken. Again, he can't pick out a teammate in the middle. The frustration showing on the faces. Dennis Hummett, particularly in the middle. And Nana Gueba. Tana. Spins away, but was just caught there by Shuto. Another change coming up for Gamba Osaka. Minamino going off. He's been a little bit quieter in the second half than he was in the first. And Gaku Nawata comes on, who has scored a couple of goals in his 3 previous appearances in this competition. Actually scored along with Yamashita in the 2-0 win for Gamba here back in mid-December. Also scored the 5th goal in the 5-0 win over Eastern. Takeru. Another sliding challenge coming in from Danielson. who's had to do more defensive work than he has attacking work tonight, Denilson Jr. Hasn't had much of a chance to add to his 5 goals. Joined in August from Guarani in Brazil. Has played in Asia before with Hanoi FC in Vietnam. Gleeson and Shin again hanging on to each other for dear life. It's another corner for Gamba Osaka. It's another header away from Addison. Takeru. Everybody back behind the ball for Ratchaburi. Machino. Forced back out wide again to Shuto. Tanawat keeping Takuma at bay. Takeru. Whipped in once again, but too much on it. And allowed to drop behind and out to play for the goal kick. Jens Vissing gives the applause, wants his team to keep going, realises that if they keep pressing, they should get some chances. Ngueba. Gleeson. Nice little give and go with Ngueba, but 2 around him in the corner. Can't pick out an orange shirt in the middle. Machino. Curran. Roque Mesa. Lovely little chip over the top for Tanner. Nicely back, almost falling for Roque Mesa in the middle. Just a little bit behind him though. Hasn't actually played a competitive game, Roque Mesa, since that Champions League game for Johor Darul Taksim. Was actually the only game that he played during his time in Malaysia. Against Central Coast Mariners back in February 2025. So he'll be glad to be back in action. Ngueba. Curran. Given away, he was trying to stab that back to Ngueba. Machino. Checking back inside, bit of space here, Machino. Oh, tried to squeeze that at the near post. Addison tries to force him wide, but he's just gone the wrong side of the post, Machino. Maybe a bit of cramp just setting in as well. But he's been really lively tonight, Machino's been very impressive. Just lacking the end product at the moment. Addison did well to get across. And that ball going just the wrong side of the post. Tanner. Riku going with him. Gleeson. All the way across to Daniel Ting, whose goal still separates the 2 teams. Roque Mesa. Now Gabriel. Denilson. Hauled down, that could be a yellow card as well for Takeru, the substitute. It's a very similar challenge to the one we saw in the first half that saw Tosuat into the book. Yeah, realised he was beaten, and well, I think taking one for the team is the term. Time running out for Gamba to get something from this first leg. Another substitution about to come. Martin Njiva from Madagascar is coming on. Ngueba is the player that's coming off. Doesn't seem too happy about that. Njiva, who has played in 6 of the previous matches. 7 goals in 17 league games this season for the man who's played over 50 games now for Madagascar. Addison. Curran. Here's the first touch for Njiva. Curran. Just a reminder how dominant Gamba have been in this competition so far this season. 8 games played, 7 wins, 1 draw. The only team that prevented the win was Pohang Steelers in the first leg of the round of 16. Pressure's on though. Still time, trying to get to the byline. And another corner. Well, they've had numerous corners. Gamba Osaka, they haven't managed to take advantage of any of them yet. They've taken this one short. Shin. Shin once again, just trying to squeeze that one through. Shuto. Shuto again. Okunuki into the side netting. First shot from the substitute. Just Just the wrong side of the post again. Couple of times now they've got in good positions. Gamba Osaka and gone just the wrong side of the post. Pressure, relentless. Oh, they finally found a way through. Well, it has been coming, and finally Jens Vissing has seen his side get back into the match. We'll be disappointed to have conceded a goal, but it has been coming. Dennis Hummert. Lovely ball played out wide, and when it came into the box, Gaku got there first into the top corner, and the substitute, who's not been on the field long, has made an immediate impact and leveled things up at 1-1. Can't say Gamba don't deserve it, and they might not be finished yet. It's Gaku once again. Gaku! No pace on it, straight at Campon. Dennis Hummert wanted it played into his path. Gabriel's gone down injured. Well, he scored against Ratchaburi, as we said when he came on, Gaku Nawata. Got the goal here as well, but he'll be disappointed not to have a second. Takeru with a lovely ball across, and he just used the pace on it to guide it into that top corner. Are we going into the second leg all square, I wonder, or is there still time for someone to take a slender lead to Ratchaburi next week? We'll be disappointed to have conceded so late. Warrawood. Roque Mesa. Curran. Daniel Ting. Curran. Tanner. And Jiva. Tanawa. Gabriel. You can see Gamba still pressing. They want to try and get another if they can. Drew 1-1 in the first leg of the round of 16 with Pohang Steelers, but that was the away leg. Here comes Tanner, little bit of space, just opening up. Tanner! Straight at Higashiguchi. It's another shot on target. It's a rare shot on target from Ratchaburi. Takuma. Okanuki. Sliding in was Jesse Curran. Concedes yet another corner, which has already been taken. Takuma. Now Shuto. Riku. Keep the shot down. Well, they've got in good goal-scoring positions throughout the match. Riku just over the top that time. Gamba Osaka have had 13 shots inside the box, 5 from outside. Just 4 shots in total for Ratchaburi in the whole game. Takuma. Shin. Hamit. Oh, that's clumsy from Gabriel, giving a free kick away 5 metres from the edge of the penalty area as we approach the 90-minute mark. Here comes another change for Gamba Osaka. Shuto is going off, and Rin Mito is coming on. Another player that's played in 6 of the previous 8 matches. I think Gaku, you've seen there saying, I want this. That was really clumsy from Gabriel. Hamit wasn't really going anywhere. Is this the chance? Into 5 minutes added time at the end of the game. Well, they've been rewarded for their vocal support tonight, these Gamba fans. Had to wait a long time for that equaliser after Daniel Ting's goal in the first half. Will they have another one to cheer before the end? This is a great chance for them. Gaku, who scored the equaliser over the free kick. Up and over, oh, hit the post. What a chance. From Gaku once again. Still the danger's not past, that's a goal kick. Danielson getting a touch on Takeru, but what a free kick. Hits the bar. Kampong could only watch it and watch it come back off the woodwork. So let off for Ratchaburi. By Higashigichi. Takuma. Ryoya. Another good ball in, another good header away by Gabriel. Riku. In towards Genta. Hammered away by Najiva for another corner. Well, the centre-back's been pushed forward now. Genta Maria. Danielson Jr. heads away at the second time of asking. Back in again though, relentless pressure and another corner. Gleeson this time giving the corner away. Gaku will come across and take it, the man who scored that equalising goal. Hammered away by Tanner. Anywhere will do really for Ratchaburi. Just keep it away from their own goal. Okunuki. Oh, still going, Okunuki! Kampon makes the save! And then Dennis Hummett got a shot which I think caught Kampon in the face again. We caught one in the first half in the chest, and I'm pretty certain that hit him in the face. Here's Hummett, still the pressure on. Now Jesse Curran looking to win the ball back. Oh, Shin can't find a way through. Kampon will go down, I'm sure now, because it was a viciously struck shot which caught him straight in the face. Weaving away through Okunuki. Oof. Probably caught that with some power. Lovely skill from the substitute, weaving away through. Ratchaburi about to make a late change. Siporn Pinagat coming on. There's that lovely wavy run again from Okunuki. Point blank range from Dennis Hummett. Well, he saved one from Hummett with his chest in the first half. Kampon. Everything on the line. It's just a question of how much now the referee will add on for the stoppage to Kampon. Daniel Ting's goal in the first half, putting his side in front. Gaku equalising in the final 10 minutes. It's tough on those at the back. Gabriel Adeson, who've been really good in the air. Gaku will take this latest corner. Another corner. It's a combination of Adeson and Kampon. Goalkeeper came into a crowd, it only needed a touch, still it's not cleared. Hummett through a crowd of players, just too many bodies between him and goal. So difficult to find a way through. Well, the referee decides that is that. No time for Gamba to get the ball back into the danger area to go for a late win. Well, there's the man who scored that late equaliser, Gaku Nawata, getting his third goal of the competition. Daniel Ting put Ratchaburi ahead in the first half. It was competitive but it was all Gamba Osaka, and Jens Vissing will be delighted his side got a draw, but he'll know that they should have taken a victory from this to take into the second leg next week. It's all to play for in Thailand in a week's time. Ratchaburi will need to show more of the grit and determination that they've showed tonight in front of their home supporters. Gamba made an entertaining game. That early goal, though, from the Thai side, really putting Gamba on the back foot, but they rallied in the second half. Plenty of shots, plenty of corners. Kampon making a couple of important saves. Work to do for Jens Vissing, all square going into next week for a place in the semi-finals, of course. Always the potential of extra time and penalties if it can't be decided in the 90 minutes. It's another game unbeaten, 9 now for Gamba Osaka. Ratchaburi resilient, strong at the back, and showed on the break that they've got plenty about them to try and get more goals. Full time here in the first leg of this quarter-final in the AFC Champions League 2. It's finished Gamba Osaka 1, Ratchaburi 1.